Today's video is all about the only 5 perfumes that you need in your collection. So if you want to find out more, then please keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. Thank you so much for joining me today. As I already mentioned in the intro, today's video is going to be all about the only 5 perfumes you need in your collection. This is more aimed at people starting a new perfume collection, but equally it kind of showcases my versatile top 5 too. I found it really hard to pick just 5 fragrances because of course I have quite a large fragrance collection. However, it was a really fun task to do and I'm very happy with the choices that I have made. I have something to cover different types of occasions, different scenarios, and they are all different scent profiles. So without further ado, let's get started on the video. Now, before I get started on the actual video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Of course, that is if you do not already. I noticed when looking at my analytics that around 70% of my watchers do not subscribe to my channel. So if you like the content I make, I would really appreciate it if you could press the subscribe button. Now I've got that moment out of the way, let's get started on my first recommendation. Now the first fragrance is none other than Ylang in Gold by M.Micallef. I feel like this is such a fantastic perfume to start a collection with. It's extremely versatile, extremely likable, and it is just such a special composition. This is tropical vacation. This is a beach goddess. It's also a versatile vanilla fragrance with unique nuances. It centers around the note of Ylang Ylang. However, it's a lot more complex than just being a Ylang dominant fragrance. You've got lots of vanilla in here. There's beautiful fruity notes. There's some coconut too. I perceive a note of kind of banana in here, and I've always described this fragrance of smelling a little bit like a banana pina colada. I don't know why, it's just the feeling I get. And it transports me to a tropical vacation every time I smell this one. I actually took it with me on honeymoon. It's perfect for that kind of occasion. I also wear this when I'm not on vacation, of course, and I'm just utterly obsessed with this. Yeah, this is a beautiful tropical floral. So you've got yellow florals, you've got white florals. You've got fruity notes, there's a little bit of like sugared powderiness in here, and there's lots and lots of vanilla. Now with this list, I have picked different scent profiles, and I've picked fragrances which I feel are very universally friendly. And if I can find somewhere where you can get a decant of all of these fragrances, I will link it down below under each fragrance name. I think a brilliant place to start would always be sampling a fragrance if you're not confident in the notes. So do try your fragrances before you buy. So my first recommendation is of course the beautiful Ylang in Gold by M.Micallef. The next fragrance is Apollonia by Xerjoff, and I wanted to make sure that I included a musky fragrance within this list. However, this is quite a complex musk fragrance. There's also some white florals in here, very universally friendly in my opinion, but beautifully complex at the same time. This is definitely one of the most special musk fragrances I've ever smelt. There's something extremely angelic about this one. It's a very ethereal, elegant, and timeless musk, but at the same time, it has a real sexy appeal to it. And I do feel that way about many musks, because when the musk fragrance warms up on your individual skin chemistry, it does something magical. And there is this kind of attraction to that type of scent profile. But like I said, this is one of the most complex musk fragrances within my collection. You've got beautiful kind of creamy white florals throughout. It's a clean musk, projects incredibly, has great longevity, and I get compliments every time I wear this one. There is also a really buttery note of orris in here, and it kind of grounds this because the orris has an almost earthy quality to it, but at the same time it's a little bit kind of musky, which adds to that overall white musk and white floral composition. So if you're looking for the perfect musk fragrance, I would highly recommend checking out Apollonia. Like I said, it's elegant and it's very timeless, but at the same time it's a sexy musk fragrance. Next up, I wanted to include a more complex floral fragrance, but also that has a little bit of a backbone. So the next fragrance that I want to recommend is by Nuit Nomade, and this one is Jardins de Misfah. Definitely one of my favorite fragrances within my collection at the moment, but at the same time, I feel like this fits this list so well because it is an extremely versatile fragrance. I know so many of you like it that have already tried this one, and it is the most gorgeous kind of jammy rose fragrance with dates. There's some spice in here too. You've got the nice cardamom note. There's some nutmeg. You've got almond and saffron in the base. It's an extremely sexy fragrance in my opinion. It's complex, it's sweet, it's also a little bit spicy, and I feel like everyone needs a fragrance of this type of composition within their collection. It will definitely turn some heads when you wear this one. There is something so intoxicating about the scent trail of this, and yeah, I would highly recommend getting a sample of this one. Nuit Nomade is great for their size formats. You can get a 2.5 ml sample. You can also get 10 ml, 25 ml, 50 ml and 100 ml. So they make it really easy for you to be able to try the fragrances. But this one I feel like deserved a spot in this list because it's a more affordable niche fragrance with amazing quality, and I feel like the scent profile is just super unique. The date note is sweet and sticky. You've got a jammy rose in here. You've got that incredible saffron, which gives it an addictive quality. The cardamom, the nutmeg, and the almond. Beautiful. Highly recommend checking this one out, and it would definitely be a great place to start if you're building a niche collection. The next fragrance was one of the easiest decisions to add to this list, and it is none other than Maison Crivelli's Hibiscus Mahajad. I feel like this is such a great place to start if building a collection, and it's a must-have for fragrance lovers in general. Not only is this a beast mode fragrance, it has the most insane sillage, but the juice inside is extremely addictive and very, very likable. I went to a Maison Crivelli event actually, and they were saying Hibiscus Mahajad is their #1 seller worldwide by far. And normally you find in different countries they would have different top sellers, but apparently Hibiscus Mahajad is universally loved worldwide, and I can completely see why. So I wanted to include a kind of big floral scent within this list, and a fragrance that is really sexy that could be worn for date nights, but it could also be worn during the day too. I actually wore this one yesterday into London, and I could still smell it this morning in my hair, and that's what I mean. This has incredible longevity, and honestly I only need 2 sprays of this. It will last me all day, and I am not even joking about that. So the notes in Hibiscus Mahajad are of course hibiscus. You also have rose, cinnamon, there's a little bit of mint, lots of vanilla, a little bit of smooth leather, you have some ambrette, and you also have some cassis. And there is just something about this composition which just makes this super addictive. The hibiscus note is definitely front stage and center, and then you are getting lots and lots of vanilla. The leather is soft. It is there, but it is soft and not overpowering to the composition. You also get lots of rose, and then I do pick out a little bit of mint, but it's just a sprinkling. This is like an hibiscus cocktail with a little bit of mint on the top, or hibiscus iced tea. Super delicious. If you've never got your nose on this one, I would highly recommend doing so. Again, I will link somewhere where you can get a sample below, but don't let the notes scare you. If you're seeing leather and you're seeing mint and you're thinking, oof, I'm not sure about that one, just sample it. You probably won't be disappointed, but I don't want to say you won't be disappointed. Great place to start your collection. And for the last fragrance, I felt like we needed something a little bit more deep and dark, and this was a really easy decision for me too, and it's none other than Mandorle by Dora. I have been speaking about Mandorle on my channel since it started about 11 months ago, and I absolutely love Mandorle. I feel like everyone needs this in their collection if you are a perfume lover. In essence, it's a boozy, gourmand fragrance. You have tonka bean, you have vanilla, there's caramel, there's rum, there's cacao. Oh, this fragrance, the first time I smelt it, it was love at first sniff. And I feel like this is a very versatile perfume for your collection. I feel like everyone needs something with this kind of DNA. It's definitely going to get you noticed. It's going to get lots of compliments too. And it is really complex. There's a lot going on within this fragrance, but I am truly obsessed with this one still to this day. I am not bored of it yet. Lots of tonka bean, lots of caramel. You've got the rum. I get a little bit of cacao. There's a suede note in here. It's soft and it's not too much. So if you're not a leather/suede fan, please do smell this one still. There's an icy cherry note in here. It's subtle. I wouldn't call this a cherry fragrance, but it just adds to that beautiful kind of gourmand booziness. There's some heliotrope that gives it a kind of powdery, musky feel. You've got lots of vanilla. Of course, there's the rum in here too. You have musk in the base and then lots of caramel. I just think this is extremely delicious. Again, like I said, it's a versatile fragrance that you can wear all year round, but in the spring, summer, I would recommend wearing it in the evening. And then in the autumn, winter, I would wear this at any time of the day. I just think this is a truly spectacular fragrance. I know so many other people love this one. And again, I will link somewhere down below where you can get a sample of this one, but I would highly recommend Mandorle if you are looking to start a niche perfume collection. So they were the 5 perfumes that I would recommend that you need to start a niche perfume collection. Of course, I'm sure there's many of you watching that aren't looking to start a niche perfume collection. You probably already have more than 5 fragrances, but this just does showcase the 5 fragrances that I truly think are very versatile, that I think are beautiful, and I would highly recommend. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've definitely seen a few people do this, and I've wanted to do it for quite a few months now, but I found it really hard to kind of narrow down the 5 fragrances that I wanted to discuss. But the question I have for you is, if you were to start a collection from scratch, which 5 fragrances would you choose? And I know that's a really difficult question to ask, but I would love to hear the 5 fragrances that you would pick if you were to restart your perfume collection. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Have a wonderful day. Thank you and goodbye.